Stathopoulos and Josh Phegan come together in an incredible podcast, Grow, Scale, Master.
An energetic approach to drive progress, master skills, build strengths and put the strategy back into rapid business and personal success.
Backed by real-world experience in rapid scaling to playing the long-term game of business, it's the story of all the lessons learned on the journey to mastery.
Be inspired, renew your energy and chase the future with Grow, Scale, Master.
Con, today is a great conversation. We're going to talk about from tired to inspired.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a bit about that, because I think that this is one of the things that, I spent a bit of time with Tony Schwartz over in America, I think nearly 20 years ago. And, Tony was the one who wrote The Powerful Engagement. It's a phenomenal book. And in that, I just learned really quickly that, physical energy is the quantity of your energy. Emotional energy is the quality of that energy.
Right.
So if you're in a position that you've got, poor emotions, it's going to suck all of that energy that you create. But if you're in a position that you have got great emotions, it's going to multiply the energy that you've got.
Yes.
Energy is one of the great renewal sources that we can actually renew. Time we can't, it's finite. So, but can I make sure that in the hours that I'm prepared to work, that I bring great energy to that table? And this is about where I think that creativity unlocks, whereas small-mindedness locks you in. And so you got to be in a position, you got to start thinking very differently. If you want to get from, tired, and I think that you've got a society now that has an inability to switch off. You go on a holiday, you're still connected to your digital life. Digital life.
Yeah.
So even if you're on social apps,
correct,
you're still very much connected to what's going on.
Yeah.
And so you never get respite from the conditions or from the environment or from the people that you're used to.
Sure.
Whereas when you used to go on a holiday, then you would be in a position that you would come back and you're like, oh, wow, that's new. Whereas now, even at the hotels, you were telling me that you stay at, that ultimately they have a WhatsApp now to connect to the person.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And so, so
mate, you're the one who referred me to that hotel.
So does that make sense though about thinking about that? So I think we have a population that's overwhelmed and underpaid. Yep. They're underworked, but in a position that they feel that they've overworked.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily applying themselves in the areas where they're going to get results for the future.
So are we talking about boundaries?
Well, you can. Yeah, let's go there.
Because I was just thinking about that.
Do you have some?
Well, not really.
Okay.
Because this is a really interesting conversation, right? Things aren't getting easier, mate.
Yes.
Okay. They're not getting harder.
More difficult.
Well, I don't think they're getting harder. They're getting more difficult because there's a fine line between harder and difficult. There's more compliance. There's more this. There's more that. All that type of stuff. We all know all the stuff. So could it be as simple, going back to your example, if I'm going overseas, I don't know, this is going to be I'm actually self-counselling myself. Could you just not leave your phone back home?
Oh, can you imagine on that though?
Well,
but how would you play music in the hotel?
Well, I don't.
And how would you text Emily to let her know that she's right?
She'll have her phone. Not but what I'm getting to is what are the boundaries that you're trying to keep safe and secure? So I talk about this as a performance code. So what is the performance code that gets you into high energy? What zaps the energy? What takes away from that? So for me, I need a really good night's sleep. Okay, so I'm normally asleep by absolute latest 9:30, 10 o'clock. Woo, we've had a party, right? But between 8:30 and 9:30, I'm in bed. I'm asleep. I'm up at 4:30 to 5 every single morning because I've got a lot that I want to accomplish. If I don't move my body in the morning, I know that that's going to have an adverse impact on my energy throughout the course of the day. If I don't eat right in the morning, I know that that's also going to. So I think what I'm trying to get to is, and I've been playing with this because I had a theme this year, which was I still do, called Project Con.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. And it's not deprecating or anything about that.
So it's like a con job?
No, it's not a con job. It's actually like, hey, if I wanted to get into peak performance, if I wanted to win the gold medal in what I'm doing, what would I need to do? So I had to come up with a performance code or a formula or a recipe or a set of behaviors or everything all encompassing, right? And I've been tweaking this throughout the course of the year, and I'm almost there, but I'm not quite there. So I've engaged a coach, and I have a coach now that's going, hey, let's look at your fitness, tick. Let's look at your body, tick, your health, or your biomarkers, bloods, all that type of stuff. I've had every test under the sun. I can go through them if you'd like. And then the third one is, what are we doing around setting boundaries? So one thing that I don't have is I don't have the ability, because I have ADHD, I don't have the ability to switch off. So what I need to do is come up with mechanisms that wind down, that winding down, which is things like a sauna, right? Things like maybe leaving my phone upstairs so I'm not constantly checking it because I need this hyperactivity to check something that's going on, right? So what I'm getting to is, what is the performance code for you, for the person that's listening here? What gets you energized? What takes your energy? And then kind of work on that in that space. Do you know what I mean?
So Sue McCarthy at the Kangaroo Island Health Retreat for many years, and I went maybe, I think, 9 or 11 times or something over 21 years. It was a pretty full-on experience. And she had a great saying, and I want you to think about this and absorb this next bit. The mind is the master.
Yes.
The body is the vehicle.
Yes.
Knowledge is the power, but practice is the key.
Yeah, I like that.
So the mind is the master.
Yeah.
So what you think about, you become.
Correct.
So if I wake up, I don't want to go for a run.
Well, you won't.
That's where I'm completely off track immediately.
Correct.
But if I go and like what you're saying, and she would say, the first hour of every day is for self.
Yes.
And is for no one else.
Yeah.
And the reason why that's important, because for the rest of the day, people are going to be demanding your attention, your energy, and your focus. So if you can spend the first hour of the day on self, and I love this, because it ties into Gilbert and Archer about like visualize success for the day. What are the plays of the day today that land us a great outcome? Who do I call? What do I say? How do I make that thing happen? How do I progress that? How do I actually push a little harder? And then thinking about like the diet needs to be the type of diet for a winner.
Correct.
And the exercise needs to be the type of exercise that builds capacity.
Correct.
So half a kilo of lean body muscle turns into fat without any intervention from age 30 onwards.
Correct.
So you're becoming fatter and fatter and fatter until you die. And the foundational idea is that the next epidemic in society is skinny fat people.
Yep.
No muscle and ability to pull themselves out of a car.
That's exactly right, yep.
And so when you start thinking about that, I must look after myself. And I love that whole conversation is that they protect the asset.
Yeah.
And you are the asset.
Correct.
And so you have to put the right protection mechanisms that literally you come first. And that's a really important part, that even if you have children, that you have to look after yourself so that then you can put the oxygen mask on them. So that's a really important driver. And then thinking about, how the energy circle works, and that physical energy, mental energy, emotional energy, and then values-based energy. They're really important to get right.
Yeah. I mean, that's so well said. I'm just thinking about that, right? I'm just thinking more about the things that distract us from that plan.
Yes.
So one of the things that I've kind of been leaning into is, what's the lady's name from Kangaroo Island?
Sue McCarthy.
Yeah, Sue McCarthy. So Sue said the first hour should be for yourself. I've kind of broken my day up into quarters, right? So that first quarter of the day, from 5 a.m. to call it 7:30, 8 a.m. for me, that is exclusively for me. That is for moving my body. That's for feeding my body. That's for, feeding my mind. That's for making sure that I'm getting prepared for the day in advance. Then that second quarter is the hot, because that's where my chronograph is for a morning person, right? So my first quarter at work is all about how do I move the needle with that person on this project or whatever it might be. The third quarter is how do I make sure that I'm actually just making sure that I touch as many people as I possibly can, check in, how you doing, maybe it's a one-on-one. And then that fourth quarter is the wind down quarter. And I think if you're looking at this, the thing is with what we do, Josh, in real estate, is this is all about longevity, okay? It's a marathon with sometimes 100-meter hurdle sprints in between. And so we really need to get into that performance code of how do I get longevity out of this? How do I ensure that I've got a formula that gives me guaranteed success? Because when things do change, when events happen in the world or events happen in your life, it gives you the ability to be able to cope. And you said it before. My coach, he's a life coach, but kind of life, physical, mental, all that type of stuff, right? He said, mate, we've got to focus on zone 6. Zone 6 heart work. We're going to do the Norwegian protocol, 4 minutes of, really big exercise, 4 rounds of that, right? And I said, why do we have to do that? He goes, we're going to get your heart rate up to 165 beats a minute basically for 4 minutes, and we need to hold it there. And we're going to do that for 4 rounds once a week. And I said, is that for VO2 max? Is that for cardiovascular health? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, it's all of that. But it's actually to build mental resilience so you can take load, okay? You can take a pressure. You can take more pressure on. You've got the ability to be able to work through it. So that's got me thinking now with Project Con, what are the elements, what are the 1%ers that I'm not doing that I need to be able to do to get into, peak performance?
So I'm going to read you something, and I want you to give me your honest opinion and feedback on it.
Yeah.
We live in digital time. Our rhythms are rushed, rapid fire, and relentless. Our days are carved up in bits and bytes. We celebrate breadth rather than depth, quick reaction over more considered reflection. We skim across the surface, aligning for brief moments at dozens of distractions and destinations, but rarely remaining for long at any one. We race through our lives without pausing to consider who we really are, or who we really want to be, or where we really want to go. We're wired up, but we're melting down.
Wow. Where's that from?
That was Tony Schwartz's opening paragraph of The Powerful Engagement, written 25 years ago.
Can you send that to me, please? Screenshot that.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I just got goosebumps thinking about that. That's absolutely spot on.
So therefore, the superpower of the future is you got to be present when you're present with me.
Yeah.
Remove yourself from the distraction society. Realize that attention is the superpower. And you've got to go all in and saying that, hey, when I look back on this life, what I most wanted is this.
Yeah.
So like
we got to retrain ourselves, don't we?
And I think about it literally that, touch wood, I don't. But if I passed away today, Con, you got to know, I have loved every minute of this.
Yeah.
Because like literally what I most
Can I have your motorbike?
What I most wanted, I've got to, but what I most wanted is an adventurous life. I want to go see the world, man. Like literally, I wanted to have the opportunity to make impact and help people to go and be really good at what they do and to feel more empowered and more engaged and more driven and more inspired and more them because we came into contact.
I reckon you just nailed something there. The attention piece. How do we reteach that? How do we retrain that?
45 minutes.
No, I'm talking like, think about you as what you do professionally. I'm thinking about what I do professionally, and then I'm thinking about us personally, right? You've got much better attention span than me.
What was that?
What? What did you say?
Yeah.
But like, I actually think you said it. That's the superpower. So I'm going to go down a rabbit hole now and go, how do I teach myself to be more attentive? How do I remove distractions? Is that as simple as, actually asking you now, is that as simple as turning off all my notifications?
So think about behaviors. So
yes.
So I think Martin Cooper says it best. Don't put it down, put it away.
Yep.
Because if you put things away and they're in good order, it's a much easier life to live.
Yep. I do that.
Remove all notifications apart from absolute core. So maps to remind you of had to turn left, and calendar to remind you of the appointment, and SMS so Emily can tell you to turn the barbecue on. And then next conversation is then like, don't schedule your calendar so hard.
Yeah, see, that's my problem, mate.
So I need you to have at least 30% of your calendar as unscheduled time.
Wow, that would be...
No, but here's the key thing. If you want to open capacity to double the size of your business or to double the size of your impact or to allow more connected time to people that really matter to you inside of the business, then how are you planning on doing that?
Is that as, when you talk about when we do blueprint, right? You talk about AM is for prospecting, PM is for face-to-face.
Sure.
And that you wouldn't move an auction appointment or an open home appointment or a listing appointment, but we tend to move our prospecting because that's fluid. But is that what you're saying? Is that scheduled, unscheduled time?
But more than that, I actually want you to think like where can you actually get it? So I'll give you an idea. So we had a hard 3 p.m. finish for our clientele.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just get it. It's 3 o'clock. By the time we really finish, pack up, get out of there, it's 3:15, 3:30, talk to someone. You drive to an airport. That's like 4:30.
Yep.
Got to be there for an hour before.
Yep.
That's a minimum of a 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock flight.
Correct.
That 6 o'clock flight, hour and a half down to Melbourne as an example, land at 7:30, a bit late, quarter to 8. By the time you get out of the airport, 8:10, you're home for 8:50.
Yep.
Now watch what happens. Now we're going to be out of there at 2:30.
Yeah.
We're out of there at 2:30.
Yeah.
We're at the airport by 3:30. We're on a 4:30 service.
Correct.
We're landed in Melbourne at 6 o'clock. I'm at home by 6:25.
Correct.
I'm having dinner at 6:35.
Yeah.
So now, is that a different sort of life?
Yeah.
Now, that was 30 minutes, but the difference in the usable time was nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because of traffic flows.
Correct. Yeah. It's just delays. That's exactly right.
And so what I'm going to get you to think about is that, like, find some time in your diary and give me very specific time. You say, this is actually unscheduled time.
When would you suggest that? On a Monday to Friday?
So in my world, between 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning is nothing can be scheduled.
Yeah.
And so that gives me free time to freewheel.
And how often do you do that?
Every Saturday.
So is it once a week, 3 hours?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what are you actually doing in that 3 hours?
So it allows me opportunities that I don't have time for any other time.
So that's working on your business.
I might catch up with someone. I might write something. I might do something. I might go for a walk.
It's not just business related.
Ride a motorcycle.
It's not business related.
No. But but unscheduled time to allow you new capacity for new opportunities that come your way.
Yeah.
Because let's say that you double the business.
Yeah.
You don't have any extra time.
Correct.
To go and have the meetings with the businesses that you're going to buy or merge with or recruit
grow
or whatever.
Yeah.
In the way you're currently working.
So
you've engineered it within a minute of its life for its current shape, but not double its size.
Yeah, correct. That's a really good point. So what do we need to let go of to be able to add more in, essentially?
Or change the quality of the work that you're doing so that you're more impactful.
Yeah, I love that. Experiences that rapidly shaped you.
I just think that literally one of the things that I worked out is that essentially what I sell is energy.
Yes, you do.
So I must become a master
at maintaining and
at renewing, and expending, at stressing and renewing, at sleeping and expending, And so that's actually a really important part, that it is actually an actual cycle. That if I wish to expend energy, then I must renew it.
Yes.
So going for the run, it's quite funny because people go, "Oh, can I go for a run with you?" I'm like, not really.
Yeah, because that's your quiet time.
No, that's actually for me.
Yeah, correct.
And it's like literally, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But like literally, it's about...
I'm the same. When I'm in the gym, people go, "Oh, can I come and train?" We do that on a Friday with all the guys and girls from work at my house. But I don't want to train. That's my quiet time.
Yeah.
That's where I get to renew myself.
Riley said he found some plates that have never been used before.
Yeah, well, that's because Riley's a big fat liar.
Something that's changing your view.
One idea that's rapidly changing my view is that I need to sack Riley. I'm into this.
Sorry, Riley.
I'm into this whole longevity and biohacking, and I'm not sleeping on EMF mats and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I love that there is a new industry that's being created from problems that we didn't know that we needed solutions for.
Yeah.
And I just think that, imagine if we could just do that with our clients. How could you make it easier for someone just to transact with you, buy, sell, lease or rent?
Yeah. I think, just be really simple about what you're doing.
Correct.
Like I'm going to say, at the end of the day, do you love what you do?
Yeah.
People are going to tell.
That's it.
And you know what? If you become passionate, energetic and driven, everything changes.
Spot on.